The live show is the lifeblood of what we do in many ways, because you spend, I mean, we're probably one of the few groups in the world at the moment who spend a lot of time recording and touring, and we try and put an equal emphasis on the two.
Yeah.
So we spend anything up to 3 months making one album, which everybody thinks is a long time, but we then come out and get down there and just play the stuff to our audience, and that's the time when we get the feedback, I suppose. So it's always a kind of exciting time when you've just finished an album project and you go out and take it on the road and put the new songs on stage and see what people think of them. And we're very lucky in that people tend to understand what we do, and we don't feel that we have to adapt ourselves to the audience. We feel that people understand what we want to do as musicians. So we're in a fortunate position in that way.
I feel like every album since A Night at the Opera has repeats the same schemes.
Really?
Oh, what are you saying?
I don't agree.
No, I don't agree. I would say Day at the Races does and was meant to. News of the World, our last album, I think it's very different, totally different to both of those.
Yeah, News of the World was a complete reversal, really, because we got more and more complex up to A Night at the Opera and A Day at the Races, which were kind of twin albums, we felt. And at that point we felt we had to go back and kind of start again with the very simple things. And News of the World is really very straight rock album, you know, there's almost no extra overdubbing, you know. And on this album we've sort of changed again, and we're trying out some new directions, we feel. I don't see at all that they're similar.
No, we don't. We never consciously try to repeat.
You keep in touch with today's rock scene, like the new groups?
As much as we can. We're not in our native country very much these days. We're generally either touring or recording, and we do both of those things outside England now, so we're probably less in touch with Britain than we were. But we listen as much as we can to the new people, yeah.
Is there any group you like?
I thought you were going to ask that.
Come on, name a few, we'll think of it.
Like, oh yeah, I could name a few, like Devo or Talking Heads.
Yeah. Oh yes,
Interesting.
two good ones, I think.
Kraftwerk?
No, not for me, no.
Public Image?
No, the album is terrible.
Yeah?
Yeah, terrible album. Very disappointing.
Yeah, concerning punk, 2 years ago the new wave exploded. Did you feel threatened by new wave at the moment or never?
Hard question.
Very difficult to say. We're aware of it, you know, but I think one must always be aware in this sort of industry, and we know what's going on, but to be frightened of it, that's the wrong word, I think.
Yeah, it was never really commercially successful. It just wasn't. I mean, there are probably 2 or 3 big albums, and now 2 or 3 groups have come out of that. The good stuff has sort of lasted, or tended to. But
it made us out to be the bad guys as well,
Yeah.
which is one way probably good, because it gave us more publicity, because we were meant to be bad, therefore they could happen, because I mean we're into all this.
But it seems to have died now, you know, just a few bands.
In the end, it's the talent that remains.
Yeah,
So, you know.
Yeah, many punk musicians say hard things about groups, superstar groups like you are.
Yeah. But they're very inexperienced. It's very hard to say these things when you haven't played that many shows, you know.
It's called jealousy.
Especially in a big...
But that happens all the time. I mean, when we started, we were jealous of... who were we jealous of? Led Zeppelin.
Were we?
Yeah.
No, I suppose we
We wanted to be there. It's this sort of goal that you want to reach, you know, and then...
Yeah.
It's all healthy.
I think it's really talking about a fashion. It was a fashion at the time, and it was a useful vehicle for people to make a noise. You know, if you say we're very much against what is going on at the moment, and I mean, in my opinion, most of what actually happened in the punk thing was a reversal, going back to what the kind of thing which we had developed from. You know, I think it's more of a fashion than an actual musical development, I would say.
Sometimes you've been badly treated by the rock press.
Very badly back home.
Usually.
Abused.
They don't like us, we don't like them.
A lot of people spend their time making up good things to say to the press and don't go out and work. They don't play rock and roll. They just do interviews most of the time and make a few records. But we just tour and record and work. In fact, we're wonderful people.